exploring your sexuality in that way, and I really hope Angie's receptive.
You gotta
Oh, is this on? I'm sorry. Hey, and welcome to the Whatcha Been Watchin podcast. I am your host, the legally recused Marvelous Mike Dudley, followed as always by my younger brother and co-host,
MD3 Marcus Dudley checking in on you. What is going on out there on podcast land? How are you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing much better now. I thought I was going to have jury duty at like 7:45 in the morning and was really kind of pissed off about that. And then you dropped some knowledge on me about calling the jury pool, the automated line, and figuring out if I actually got selected. So you just saved me a 6:45 wake-up call.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, I only because I got summoned for the first time recently. But yeah, no, I called a lot later than that. I called like the day of because I was panicking. I couldn't find where I put the slip. I was like, I don't know my number. I don't know anything. Please don't arrest me. But no, it didn't pan out that way. My number was excused as well. So it's good.
What is the legal recourse if you like just don't show up for jury duty? Like,
I don't know. But if you do know, what you can do is you can send us an email at www.whatchabeenwatchinpodcast@gmail.com, and you can fill us in with all the legal recourse and thereof at your own leisure. You can also reach us at facebook.com. If you search Dudley Bros Podcast, we are right there at Dudley Bros Podcast, or you can just search Whatcha Been Watchin on Facebook. And there's a beautiful, colorful banner by the one and only the middle Dudley, Matt Dudley, that you can check out and send us all your feedback there. So yeah,
big love to mkdudleyart.com. Go check them out for all your painting, tattooing, and artistry needs.
Yeah. So this is the $1 million question, my friend. This is why everybody tunes in.
Oh shit, lay it on me.
What you been watching, my dude?
My man. I've been watching a lot of the new Obi Wan Kenobi series.
I have not seen a single episode of it yet. How is it? How do you feel about it?
It's fair to middling. It's entertaining, but it doesn't pay attention to a lot of the Star Wars canon, and it's kind of problematic in terms of it kind of opens up a lot of a lot of canon loopholes. Like watching the first Star Wars, the original 77 version, I had always understood that Princess Leia had never met Obi Wan or Ben Kenobi in her life before. Like, she basically said, you were in the Clone Wars with my father, basically. Yeah. And then by episode two of this series, they're already having young Leia Organa and Ben Kenobi doing madcap adventures and stuff, and like she never makes mention of that within the original series. So it's this weird like, well, wait, like, wouldn't that be the first thing you reference? Like, hey, remember when I was a little girl and you came to save me that one time? That's why we're connected, not between your father and I, like my father and I in the Clone Wars. Like, I don't know. It's as much as like Ewan McGregor, it's raising a lot of issues for me in terms of linear plots, and it's sort of doing its own thing, which is okay, but it kind of messes with the original trilogy, which I have a problem with.
Yeah, the original trilogy is pretty sacred, especially the first, like A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was I've read that too. A lot of people aren't a big fan of what's the Judicator's name?
The Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. That's it. Not Judicator. Yeah, the Inquisitor.
Judicator.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she got a lot of flack just for being a black woman in Star Wars. And
that's
stupid.
Yeah,
I say this with no due respect. If that's how you feel about it, go fuck yourself.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Go fuck yourself.
There's a million species, a million races in Star Wars, and you got to pick the one. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
get out of here. Like, there's so many other races to hate.
Yeah, like it's whatever, dude. If you had Hutt hate, I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
I get it, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they own slaves and they're kind of shitty people. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. People that did that online, it's just, you just roll your eyes. You're like, really?
Right.
But whatever.
So. I mean, I don't hate her, but the character does leave a lot to be desired for, because she it's just bad writing. It is really what it comes down to. I don't. It's not necessarily the actress playing her. It's not necessarily the fact that a black person, they're doing a diversity hire in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just that the character isn't very well thought out, and I just sort of have a problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten into it yet, but I have heard that some people are like, oh, it has nothing to do with that. It's just the character, you kind of want more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, I guess I'm gonna watch it, but we're all just waiting for him to face off with Darth Vader again. That's the whole thing.
But they already did that. They like by episode, I want to say 2 or 3, like they have a pretty badass Obi Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader battle, and it just sort of gets like interrupted and like cut short. And so like of course you want more, but they've already kind of shot their load on that one a little bit,
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna sit down and watch it, but I mean, I like Ewan McGregor. He's really good as Obi Wan.
He is really good. He is doing all of the emotions and all of the acting. It's nice to see Darth Vader in a badass, like he seems like a viable threat kind of way. Just the rest, but everything around that is just superfluous and doesn't matter, and just I get really bored with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because that was kind of why I like the 60 seconds in Rogue One where Vader enters the hallway. Because it's like, I've been waiting for him to whip this freaking lightsaber around for life, Right. In the movies, in the first set of movies, he does, but not really. I mean, it's kind of...
Oh no, they've definitely like ramped up his powers in terms of like putting them all on display and him being a menace.
Right.
Yeah. They've definitely increased that as we see more and more and more of him.
Yeah. I guess my biggest thing with like Obi-Wan, and again I haven't seen it, so this is just, I don't have to watch it to say what my issue was with it. Is like when the prequel trilogy came out, Episode 1, I respect the fact that George Lucas openly said like, I'm not going to redo the same movies. I'm going to do a very different feel, a very different... I mean, he at least swung for it. I don't know how much he connected, but at least he...
In terms of the prequels?
Yeah. He's like, all right, we're going to try something different. It's a different feel than the original. That I don't need to touch anything in that because that's obviously has stood the test of time.
Sure.
But like Episode 1 was what it was, okay? Episode 2 was the only one that I felt like a huge letdown in.
Really?
Because... 3, by the time, like 2 was the only one where they could take enough liberties to really do something really, really interesting. Like we're talking about the Clone Wars here. Like we're talking about like something you've heard about and every, it's in the lore so much, and they just dropped the ball. And thank God they did the cartoon about it, so a lot of people got that itch scratched or whatever.
Right. The Genndy Tartakovsky stuff that he did with the Clone Wars. Did you ever see that? The animated stuff?
I saw a couple of them. I was never...
It's really worth a look. It really... Like, that to me tells the story of Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side way better than anything that they did in the prequel trilogy.
Right. But I was saying with 2, though, it was... like, they had a bunch of liberty to go out and do something really fun and interesting, and they wasted it on a shitty love story and, like, Obi-Wan being an investigator.
Right.
And with 3, it was like... There were certain things that had to happen in order for it to make sense for 4. So it was still interesting to watch, but it was just like, if they're not in Episode 4, then guess what? We know what their fate is.
Right.
And there's certain, like, the Jedi Council has to be broken up.
Right.
Yoda has to go to the Dagobah system. Like, there were certain, like, you have to check certain boxes.
Emperor Palpatine has to get his scars and become all, like...
Yeah, like...
Phantom of the Opera looking,
Yeah, so it was just kind of... I really felt let down with 2 in the sense of, like... 3, we knew it was going to happen to a certain extent. Like Mace Windu, guess what? He's going to die. He's not in it. Like the Jedi.
Although we never actually see him die, we just see him get shunted out of a window and lightning struck. So
right. But he's not.
Maybe they bring him in.
You knew he was going to reach a conclusion.
Right.
Which even then, I still fight that Boba Fett should have killed him. But whatever.
I agree.
But yeah, so I guess that's kind of my thing with Obi-Wan. Why my hype for it is like, I want to see Ewan again. Like he's always fun to watch and. But it's kind of like, we got to check certain boxes here.
Right.
Very much so like the Solo movie. And
yeah. That was sort of my problem with the Solo movie was it just felt like they were like, well, we got to do the Kessel Run, and we got to do Han gets the Millennium Falcon, and we got to do first meeting with Lando, and we got to somehow squeeze in that he meets Chewie, and then on and on and on and on. Yeah. It's the highlights, but it's so truncated and so like it just feels forced,
Yeah, and it was. I mean, the movie was charming enough, but like again, it just didn't. It was like, oh, okay, like there's certain things that are going to happen. And that's just what it was. So,
and as much shit as he gets, I forget the actor's name, but the guy who played young Han Solo.
Oh my gosh,
I think he really, really did a good job of portraying like he wasn't doing an impersonation of Harrison Ford. He was doing his version of Harrison Ford, which I really appreciated because somebody just trying to bad mumble their way through, Star Wars quotes is not really, that's not interesting to me,
Yeah, if you shoot to be Harrison Ford, I mean, you're almost set yourself up for failure anyways if you're just like, hey, I'm going to try to be Harrison Ford again. It's like,
right.
It's one of the most iconic roles in all of cinema history.
Let me put it this way. Even Harrison Ford right now can't do a good Harrison Ford. So
right.
What hope do you have?
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, it was fine, though. But, yeah, that's kind of my issues with it. And I know a lot of Star Wars fans are just like, just leave well enough alone. Disney's ruining it. But the same people can't stop watching it. So.
Oh, and I'm very much in that camp. One of my main problems with Star Wars is that they always seem to focus on somebody named Solo or Skywalker. And to me, just if you're dealing with a universe that has millions of worlds and millions of races and all sorts of turmoil, and why would you focus on this one little corner of the sandbox to play in? To me, the beauty about Star Wars is that there's so much more to go explore, which, to its credit, I think Star Trek did really, really well in terms of the Next Generation is very, very different than the original series. Deep Space Nine is very, very different than anything that came before it. And they tend to, sure, they're trying to recapture the magic of the first one and the intrigue of the first one, but at least they're swinging for something different,
Yeah, that's my problem with I can't stand the new trilogy. And not because it's I gave them an honest chance.
Oh, me too.
I couldn't stand The Force Awakens. I'm in a very small minority, and I'm not saying it's a great movie. I don't want to get into the argument of is it a good movie, is it bad or anything. But I actually enjoyed The Last Jedi more than the other two because at least it tried something.
Sure.
Again, I'm not saying it hit it all, but damn, at least it tried something different.
I will say The Last Jedi, the parts that work really, really do work, and then the problem with that is that there's a bunch of just extemporaneous and tertiary stuff that I don't give a fuck about, and so why am I wasting screen time on any of this stuff?
Right. But again, at least it tried something new, man. And then I saw the episode 9, I was like, man, this is just
yeah.
By the time all the ships came in and that was supposed to be their grandiose moment, I was like, I don't care. I've seen this movie before, twice now. You've done the first one and then you read it again in Force Awakens and you're doing it again.
Right.
It's
Right.
I don't care
and then
anymore.
She finds the dagger that just so happens to line up with the wreckage of the Death Star, and it's well, how did that's really
Goonies?
Yeah. That's really that's some Goonie which is fine for a Goonies movie because it's for prepubescent tweeners, that's fine. It's supposed to be a coming of age story. And then it was too much of a stretch for me.
So anyways, Obi Wan Kenobi. So you're into
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
A little bit to be desired.
I'm willing to at least finish out the series and see how it goes. I'm really hoping that they're building towards another epic Vader Obi-Wan clash, which is all I really want to see in that series anyway. So
I would think so. I would think so.
You have to, right?
Yeah, I mean that's why we're all tuning in.
Right.
I'm just kind of Yeah, there's a bunch of it's getting to be that timing, and there's so much stuff that they just dropped. The other thing I'm going to ask you about here in just a minute. I haven't started this yet. I've been kind of on some other stuff, but I know The Boyz just got released, which I love season 1 and 2 of The Boyz.
I haven't seen yet. But
I haven't gotten into that yet, but I'm waiting. I might just wait for all the episodes to be released, and then that's what I did with the last two.
Yeah.
And then Miss Marvel came out. Episode 1 just dropped. I haven't seen it yet. I've read a couple reviews.
I have seen it.
It's pretty good. I've heard relatively good things about it.
It's very. I have seen it. I saw the first episode. It's very almost like a CW show in terms of it's very teen angsty and teen drama. The main character is a 16-year-old Muslim girl who is a fangirl of all the Avengers, and she's always got her head in the clouds, and her very conservative mom is always telling her, trying to bring her back down and tell her that she needs to focus on, her future and school and getting ahead in life and finding a good man and, all the very conservative religious sort of components. But all she wants to do is just draw superheroes. She has this little webisode thing she does every week where she'll animate battles that the Avengers have been in and sort of give a brief history of it or whatever. It's very visually dynamic. lots of bright colors, lots of contrast. Like even within a certain scene, like there's the pop of the green and the reds and the violets and the blues, and just everything is very colorful and
it looked like that in the trailer. Like it was.
It
real
is,
bright.
it is, and it's very musically driven. It's
cool.
But yeah, it plays like a CW teenage show. Like literally, the very first episode is she wants to go to a Comic-Con, basically a Avengers convention, and her mom won't let her go. And well, maybe me and my best friend can find a way to sneak out, and we're gonna, it's very much in that motif.
And those cliches work for a reason, though.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure. It's definitely set for the teenage female crowd.
Because I know we got enough burly dudes running around.
Right. Listen, Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are goddamn national treasures, and I won't have you slight their name.
No, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying it. I understand why they're trying to appeal to a different market. But
it is. I don't want to say it's disingenuously trying to be diverse, but it knows what its audience is. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely not trying to appeal to necessarily the hardcore comic fans. It is definitely trying to draw in a crowd of people that maybe aren't familiar with the character and are trying to set it up in a visually dynamic style that is appealing to the generation, the Generation Y,
I get it. No, it makes sense that they would do it with Miss Marvel, with Kamala Khan, that's the character's name, because she was, I'm going to botch what it's called, I think it was called like the Marvel New Wave or something like that, when they started doing a lot more inclusion, and that's when they did the whole thing of like, what we're doing, they made a bunch of characters of different ethnicities and backgrounds and stuff like that, and they were saying, it's not diversity, it's inclusion. We're just making the world that we live in, or that these characters live in, more like the actual real world that we see in. So a lot of people, they're trying to be too woke and whatever. They were just saying, dude, this is the real world. We're just reflecting it more in the comics. So.
Sure. Which I agree with. Like there is something to be said for inclusivity and seeing yourself represented on the page in terms of oh, they look just like me and they're pretty cool. So
right, and it's but yeah, I like that they said that it's not diversity, it's inclusion, but. They call them like legacy characters, like how Hawkeye has Kate Bishop, that's the legacy character.
Right.
Miles Morales to Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Ironheart to Iron Man, stuff like that, where it's kind of like a, hey, you inspired me to
Young
be
Nova
this. Kid Nova,
yeah.
Sam Alexander to Richard Rider. Sam Alexander to Richard Rider, stuff like that. But of the ones, like I know that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, was one of the more popular characters, and it didn't necessarily reflect it in like book sales initially, but she has kind of gained a lot of traction over it, especially, so it makes sense that they would have her as the show to kind of be. They already kind of did Kate Bishop a little bit, and they're kind of like, okay. But
in the Matt Fraction run with
I mean on the MCU, like they did in the Hawkeye run
right.
with Kate Bishop, the Hawkeye show.
Shout out to Haley Steinfeld.
She's awesome, yeah. And I heard and what's this Iman Vellani, or is her name something like that?
I'm gonna butcher it, but yeah, that
something
sounds
like that.
Right.
Iman Vellani, something like that. Either way, she's a first-time actress. This is her first gig, apparently.
Yeah.
And did you ever see the reaction video where Kevin Feige got on the Zoom call to tell her she got the part?
I did. It's
adorable.
To see her reaction of just like, oh my God! Like, and she was so appreciative and so into it. Like, you could tell that this was a girl who like fully understood that like, not only was her life going to change, but like she had just been granted this huge opportunity and like. But yeah, they're like they break it down to her very sweet, like, well, we've come to a decision and we have decided that Imani is Kamala Khan, and she's like, ah!
Yeah, it's adorable. Go YouTube it if you haven't seen it. It's adorable. But I've heard in a lot of the reviews that she's actually really capable. That very much so, she's actually kind of carrying the show pretty well.
Yes, but again, it's very much in that CW. Or like Supernatural or Dawson's Creek kind of thing, where like the main character they are investing all of their emotional vulnerability into that main character. Like from the offset, if they're trying to make the audience care about her and about her wants, her needs, her dreams, her visions. almost a little bit heavy-handedly, but I mean, like, there's just parts where they try to make her a little too likable. Like, she's always got the quick, you know, the snappy retort and the witticisms, and it just, for all her faults and self-doubt, I never really got the idea that she was out of control in any situation. So maybe it's just maybe teenage bravado or teenage ego. I don't know, but
yeah, I got you. I smell what you're stepping in for sure. But yeah, no. So you would say she's pretty capable in it, though. Like she's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, but
more will be revealed, though.
Yeah. Again, it's teenage bravado coupled with like, oh my god, this is the most embarrassing moment of my life, and I will never ever recover from this. You know.
Good for her though, man. I'm happy for her. I'm gonna tune in as soon as I can.
It's pretty interesting to see. Like I said, just it's shot in a very very dynamic, very visually interesting, appealing style. So
what's her? I know the show got a lot of shit for changing her power set because in the comic book she is an Inhuman, and Inhumans are people that are infected with the Terrigen Mist, and then they develop. It's like mutants, but they're not born.
Sorry, I'm just going to push up my glasses on this.
Yeah, so in that she's an Inhuman, and she gets the power to. She's a
body morph.
Body morph, yeah. It's a different. There's a technical term for it that they call it, but yeah, she's a body morph where she can stretch and grow her fists and change sizes. And stuff like
she's
that
basically Mr. Fantastic meets like Ant-Man in terms of she can get bigger, smaller, change any part of her body to fit any scenario, kind of thing. In the show, they change it to
it's like an amulet or a necklace.
It is. Right? It's a bracelet that her great grandmother sent over from Pakistan. I guess I haven't gotten that far into it, but yeah, instead of her body changing, it's like cosmic power projections of the thing. So like she goes to save this girl who's falling from this great height, and like she just sticks her hand out, and all of a sudden this big, huge, like oversized fist made out of like rainbow colors comes out and catches her. So
it's kind of Green Lantern-ish.
Little bit Green Lantern-ish.
Lantern-ish. Lantern-ish. Double down Lantern-ish. Anyways.
It's good. It's worth a look. It's definitely it's got me intrigued, but it's not my favorite Marvel series so far, for sure.
I'm also okay accepting sometimes like I'm not the target audience for something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of stuff. I'm like, all right, it's cool, but I'm not the target audience. You know?
I mean, case in point, like you and I love the Hawkeye series, and that was arguably one of the lowest viewed series that they've done so far. So
yeah,
but you and I love it. So.
Yeah, it's my personal favorite. I don't think it's their best, but it's my personal favorite. I fucking love that show. In fact, I plan on rewatching it here very soon. But cool. So Miss Marvel, we'll wait to give it the final ratings. All these TV shows.
You know what? I'm gonna give it 2.5 cosmic stars.
I like it. You've heard it here first. Write that down. Episode 1, 2.5 cosmic stars. And yes, sometimes we give you the out of. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes that could be 2.5 out of 3.1. Who knows? It could be 2.5 out of 10,000. Whatever.
Listen, you watch it and you decide how accurate I am.
Exactly. And let's say we're rating Obi Wan Kenobi. Michael might say, well, that's 6 lightsabers. Does a lightsaber hold more weight than a cosmic star? You have to watch the show to find out. They have different, but that's the rating system that we do here at Whatcha Been Watchin. And if you don't like it,
just write to us at Whatcha Been Watchin podcast at gmail.com. Also available at Dudley Bros Podcast on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you.
That's a double.
Give us your rating system.
Right. That's a double plug. Yeah, you can put that on your bingo check mark. Put that on your bingo checkbox when we make up a new rating system.
Or completely forget to plug the
So I also got on my notes here, American Werewolf. Is that in Egypt? Is this in Mexico? Is
this would be
Puerto Rico?
This would be in the London variety.
Oh, London.
Yeah,
that particular film.
Yeah, I was rewatching it, just trying to do a really a shot by shot analysis, sort of just paying attention to the editing and how they go from one scene to another. And I gotta say, it's a really tight movie. Like, there's not a lot of wasted shots, but the ones that are wasted are glaringly obvious. Like, oh, they just needed to fill some ADR here, or what have you. Like,
God bless bad ADR too. ADR is when you hear an actor drop a line in post, and it's like their back is completely turned to the camera or something like that, and yeah. So I
right.
love that ADR.
Usually what happens is something happens in editing to where the script calls for you to say X, Y, Z and then lead into this, but we don't have that footage, so we need you to come in and record a back shot of you just saying, well, what I would do is I would turn up the fragilator and reverse the ionic polarization or what have you,
Yeah. They do it a lot in comedy movies as somebody's running away, or they zoom the camera out and the conversation still continues.
Right.
They do it a lot in those. So yeah, I love bad ADR, man. It's always makes my day. But anyways, you were talking about a shot for shot analysis.
Yeah. It's again, just I love that movie. It's probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But shot for shot, that's not a bad movie. Like even the opening sequence of they're playing Blue Moon, and it's set in the Scottish moors. And the very first opening shot is this car coming out of the mist, and all you see is just faint headlights in the distance, and they get brighter and brighter, and it looks like a demon or an animal coming out of the mist until all of a sudden the truck is in view, and you're like, oh, okay, this is just this is something recognizable and easy to digest. They do a really, really good job of hiding the werewolf and how janky and animatronic it looked. Shout out to Stan Winston. No, that was Rick Baker.
It was Rick Baker.
Baker, yeah.
The great Rick Baker. He got like 16 Oscar nominations?
Yeah.
Like
Rick
that?
Baker, yeah. But if you watch the behind the scenes footage, it's very you can see that there's somebody right behind the werewolf moving the joysticks and the animatronics. And for the most part, they do a really, really good job of hiding that. It's a lot of really quick cuts of somebody thrashing on the ground, and you see a flash of werewolf teeth as he jumps across the screen, and you hear the howl, and then they cut back to some dude just blood splurting out, and then you just see the werewolf eyes, and they move immediately off camera in a blur, and it does a really, really good job of showing you the werewolf, but they never actually show you the werewolf. I think until the very, very last scene when he's in Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen that movie in probably a decade, man. It's been a while, but I remember
it's worth a rewatch.
That was the first. I think I first saw it when I was 12 or 13. And I loved it. I loved it. I was it's not too scary. I got it. I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker.
It's a very good dark comedy. I mean, it's
I remember liking it a lot though, and then they did the shitty American Werewolf in Paris, and I was like, ugh. And I think that's Dad was like, my father was like, yeah, well, let's watch the original. Mm-hmm. So I remember liking that one a lot more. Or we watched that one right before we saw that one when it came out. But I remember them doing a great job of less is more with the wolf. They would show it, but you never really got a good look at it until the final sequence. And I was like, oh, cool. Which I'm all about, man. We know what's going on, but
sure. You're never lost in the edits or lost in the cuts. It's very much oh no, we have to show this because then we're going to come back to it, or we have to do this thing in order to set up that later this thing happens. It's a kind of repetitive in terms of a lot of the shots are the same, but it's for impact and it's for you to focus on. The first time you see it, you don't realize what you're seeing, but then the next time you see it, your brain clicks in and you're going, oh, this is important, pay attention.
Right. Right. Well, cool.
So, other than that, just, yeah.
That's an all-time classic, though.
I love that movie. It's phenomenal. It's so well done, and John Landis is a great director. You hear the song Blue Moon in about 3 different versions of it throughout the entire movie, but every time it's significant and it plays into oh, we're about to see some shit happen right now.
I remember it's kind of what is it? Oh my gosh, I just took the film studies class and I can't remember what it's called, but kind of like the Imperial there's a name for it.
Diegetic or non-diegetic?
No, not like that, but it's almost like a theme song or whatever, or it's like a audio or visual cue that...
Yeah.
Like in the first Scarface movie, every time you saw an X on camera, whether it be in shadows or a street sign that crossed, somebody was going to die.
Really?
I forget what it's called, man. I could go look it up, but I'm not going to. So... Yeah, in the first Scarface movie, every time you see a shadowed X on screen, or there's 2 street signs, or anything like that, there'll be the way they position the light and the camera and stuff like that, and there might be an X on this.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta go rewatch that actually.
Yeah.
That's
I think
pretty
it's the
interesting.
39 Scarface, whatever. Not the Al Pacino one.
Oh, okay. Because
No.
I was like, really? I don't remember that at all.
No, not the Al Pacino.
So the 39 Scarface,
yeah.
right? Like, look at me, Ma, top of the world. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. No, so yeah, American Werewolf. Anything else on it, or
No, that pretty much covers that one.
still on Battlestar Galactica?
I am still on Battlestar Galactica, and I've been listening to the Battlestar Galacticast with Mark Bernardin and Trisha Helfer, which they basically just do a episode by episode rundown. And I've been watching the episode first and then listening to the podcast, and it's really great just getting insight and hearing all these stories from on the set from Trisha. And Mark is a great interviewer, and sort of like he's very good at prodding her and poking her in terms of like telling a story and asking the right questions in order to get the insight that I really want to know. Yeah.
The meat of it all.
The meats of it all. Yeah. So yeah. Love Battlestar Galactica right now.
Chipping away at it though.
Yeah, it's usually the thing that I put on when I'm about ready to fall asleep, and I can kind of drift in and out, and then like next night I'll go like, all right, so I clearly didn't watch the second half of this episode. Let me just pick it up there, and I'll just continue on. So
that's part of the reason I've not finished BoJack Horseman is I have like 6 episodes to go. I know I don't. Michael and I have talked about this a lot, but this is my first time revealing it. I have seen about 95% of BoJack Horseman probably 200 times. I am a huge BoJack fan, but I'm just...
Me too.
And it's weird because I want to finish it, but every time it's like late at night, or I'll wake up and it's like, it'll be on an episode, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on. And I want to go back, but I just can't. Whenever I'm starting it during the day, I'm never in the mood. I'm just like, all right, I want to watch something silly, like Hooray Todd episode. Or I'll start like, season 1 I like a lot because it kind of hints at the heaviness that's coming, but it doesn't quite fully get there yet.
Right.
You know, BoJack's mistakes haven't fully fucked himself over yet. So
right.
Yeah,
It hasn't all come to fruition yet.
Yeah.
Fruition.
That was a stretch, but we got there. But yeah, no. So I'm kind of the same way though, where I go back and I'm like, shit, which one was it? So, which I started it again, and I'm like, I'm gonna finish it this time, and then I got it to right where I get to season 6, and I'm like, let me just go back. I just want the horse to find happiness. Don't say anything. I know.
Me too. I desperately want that horse. That horse is me, and I want him to find happiness so bad.
Yeah. So, what else have I been watching? Man, it's all just boils down to. If y'all don't know, I'm a pretty heavy sports guy. I don't really watch the NBA that much, but I've been keeping up with the NBA Finals. Go Celtics! I'm an East Coast guy through and through. Yep. So, go Celts! Up 2-1 right now.
How is Larry Bird doing?
I know, right?
I'm sorry, that's the end of my sports knowledge. I know that Larry Bird was a Celtic at one point, so I'm done. Thank you.
Yep. No, so I've been keeping up with that. NBA or NHL playoffs are going on. Keeping up with that. Lightning are down 3-1 right now. Not good. So in the 4-game series, so that could be over soon. But hey, what back-to-back champions get? Sometimes you get everyone's best attempt. And
I just want to do the hat trick, bro.
I know, man. And fuck the Rangers, dude.
Rangers eat nuts.
Yeah, fuck all the New York teams. I can't stand y'all. Bunch of bums up there. I'm gonna get hate mail. They're like, oh, you're an Eagles fan. So much better. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
We're talking about the city of brotherly love, okay? Yeah. It's in the title.
Yep, and no love for you. Anyways, but yeah, I won't bore you with my sports talk, but that's what I've been watching. And then I went back. It came on Netflix randomly, and it is. I can't look at this movie without wanting to watch it, and it was Dumb and Dumber.
Nice.
I don't know how I left that off my list of movies that I think are the funniest. It's top 5 for me, man. It's got to be like 5, 6. It's up there on any given rotation. I've always said if you go back and listen to our first episode, we always tell you that this is subject to change at any time.
Right.
So nothing is set really here in stone, except for when we do a greatest movie villain of all time. That is
locked in stone.
Don't try to fight that. Don't try to Google points that you can come back and email us and argue about. Because we did the homework. We did the math.
The research is done.
It's done.
It's field tested.
We did it for you, and if you don't appreciate it, sorry. Don't just Google what I want to be true. There's enough of that going on. Jesus. Anyways, but no, Dumb and Dumber was on Netflix, and I sat down and watched it. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey at his prime, like at the height of his powers.
100%, yeah.
It's good Farley Brothers. They had a good stretch between that movie, There's Something About Mary, Me, Myself, and Irene, and I'm probably forgetting one or two other ones. They had a good stretch there where they were knocking them out of the park.
Didn't they do Citizen Kane?
No. No, but I like that movie because it's so rapid fire.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm also the type of person, like, with a comedy movie, the more familiar I am with it, the funnier it gets to me. And so I'm like, oh, like, the jokes start to resonate more. So even, like, but even the first time you watch it, let's say, and a joke misses, and they're like, oh, that wasn't funny. You can, and I know that everyone says this word, literally wait 10 to 15 seconds, sometimes less, there's going to be another one. It's rapid fire of just joke, silly face.
It's a machine gun of jokes. Just the amount of jokes they're turning out per minute is like, oh, here's another one, 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 here's another one. So you're going to find something, whether it's the diarrhea humor or puns or just them being stupid, you know, like
there's a lot
talking about the salmon of Capistrano.
Yeah. The place where the beer flows like wine. And Jim Carrey, I went back and watched it. The scene where he's crying to Harry, when he's like, "I'm tired of being a nobody." He actually really crushed it on that one, man.
Jim Carrey's a really good dramatic actor.
Yeah, he's. I wish he would have got something he could really sink his teeth into. I thought he was really good in Man on the Moon. That was kind of made for him. He was good in the Truman Show, but like
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is another really good one.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Room 23.
Oh my! I think it was number 23.
Oh, I'm sorry, number 23.
Right. Dog shit. Yeah. But no, he's really good in that, and it's him at the height of his Jim Carrey-ness. And I watched it beginning to end. It's so freaking funny, and there's so many. Like every time they're in the hot tub, I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like kind of turned it up a little bit. I was like, "What's wrong? There's some little filly break your heart." This shit gets me every time, though, man.
Here's the worst part, man. She sent me a John Deere letter.
Yeah, there's so many. Just the dumb shit they say is so good. It's so good. So yeah, I watched that in its entirety. That one's really high on my list. That one is one I can watch. I probably will watch at least once or twice a year for the rest of my life. Yeah. Anytime it shows up on Netflix, I'm like, shit.
Yeah,
love this movie. I wanted to like the sequel so much, but it was just too little, too late. Did you ever see the? I've never actually seen the sequel. The Dumb and Dumberer. No, that was the pre. Oh yeah, that was they did a prequel to When Harry Met Lloyd.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that one. Matthew actually said that was funny because he had no expectations of it. He was just like, "This movie going to be trash," and then he thought it was pretty funny.
Okay.
I never saw it, but whatever. But I know the Dumb and Dumber 2 that they just did like just a few years ago.
I totally forgot that they even made that. So
it's not nearly as good. It's way too little, way too late.
Yeah.
This is like the same year that they did like Zoolander 2, Too Little, Too Late, like all that. But
what other early 2000s movie franchise can we dig up and skull fuck the corpse?
Pretty much. But it's pretty bad, the sequel, but there are 2 or 3 really funny jokes in it.
Okay. Like
there's a running gag that's actually pretty funny, but on the whole, it's not. But the first one, I think, still stands up to this day. Like,
of course.
And the music is so.
The second one wasn't directed by the Farrelly brothers, was it?
It might have been. I don't know. I don't remember. I should know that because usually that's my whole forte is knowing shit like that. But
your Will Forte?
Yeah, Will Forte. Willie Forts.
Talking about Willie Forts?
No, but yeah, I don't know, man. It missed the mark. But the first one, it's funny because like the music is so indicative of the time. Mm-hmm. And I said that to Angie, and she's like, "Marcus, every movie's music is indicative of the time." Yes and no.
Yes.
But they play like Mary Moon, and
she's a vegetarian. Yeah. We're getting sued.
Yeah, exactly.
This podcast is taken down.
Yeah.
Hey, I changed the lyrics. It's okay. It works for Weird Al.
Yeah, and they play like the Crash Test Dummies. The name of the song is spelled out. The
right.
Once there was this guy. Yeah. So it's very indicative of the times, and it's funny to go back and listen to it because you're like, this was a hit back in the day. Like coming up next, the Spin Doctors. 2 Princes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go ahead now.
Yeah. Anyways, that's enough of that.
Check that one off of your Whatcha Been Watchin bingo card.
Yeah, we bought
karaoke.
Bought shit. Anyways, that was enough of that tangent. But yeah, Dumb and Dumber, great movie. And then I watched Saving Private Ryan. I just got done watching it 20, 30 minutes ago.
How was that? Because I have not seen that in probably, I mean, God, maybe a decade, give or take. I mean,
let's just put it like this. It lost Best Picture to Shakespeare in Love.
Fuck that.
And it should not have.
Fuck that.
It should not have.
Having watched both those movies the year that they came out, bullshit on that.
Yeah. That's one of the great Oscar snubs of all time. It's like, ugh, you got that one completely wrong.
Yeah, that and Highlander.
Oh, yeah. Well, that did win an Oscar for greatest movie of all time. But, yeah.
That's facts. You can't challenge that. That's canon now.
Yeah, they even remind you of that in, what is it, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
Talladega Nights. So, no, but Saving Private Ryan, man, it's really good. I saw it a few times when it first came out on VHS or whatever. And then I think I've seen it once or twice since then. And then I hadn't seen it in a long time.
How's it stand up?
Man, it's fucking great. Like, dude, I was talking to Michael about it because I watched it in 2 halves. And I was saying that, like, if you just look at... It's directed by Steven Spielberg. But if you just look at his, like, what you would call blockbusters...
Right.
Like, if you just take 4 or 5 movies. Let's say your resume is E.T.
Right.
Jaws.
Right.
Jurassic Park.
Right. Avatar.
No,
I'm sorry. That's James Cameron.
He's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like... You don't ever have to work again.
Right,
Those are
right,
phenomenal films. You produced The Goonies, like...
Right.
You don't have, like...
Right.
So you just look at that side.
Like Schindler's List.
No, yeah. No, but I'm saying you just look at the blockbuster side of his career. And then he does movies like that, and he's like, okay... Because he did Ready Player One as well. But, like, even
Which
then...
made a bunch of movie, but wasn't, like, really critically received very well.
Yeah, it was like, eh.
I mean, it still made... almost $1 billion, so...
But yeah, like, you look at Steven Spielberg's career of just, like, all right, blockbuster movies. You'd be like, okay, well, that's his niche then. That's his thing. He's the guy to go to bring things on time, on budget, and bring some artistic flair to it. Okay. Scratch that. Let's just say those don't exist. It's like, then you look at Schindler's List. Mm-hmm. You look at Munich.
Oh, God,
You look at War Horse. You look at Lincoln.
Yeah.
All Oscar-nominated films, like... Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
It's like Reggie White, like the football player. He was an Eagle for a long time. And
I thought we were done with sports.
Oh, I know. Okay. It's a good analogy.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a good analogy. Reggie White played for the Eagles for a long time. He's one of the greatest defense players of all time. All right?
Just check that off.
More Marcus talks about the Eagles. But no. And then he switches over to the Packers. All right? If you just look at his career as an Eagles, you're like at the Eagles, you're like, oh, this is a Hall of Fame guy.
Sure.
And then you just look at his career at the Packers, you're like, oh yeah, this is a Hall of Fame guy.
Right. And then you combine both of them, it's like, he's probably the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, he's up there. It's like him, Jason Taylor. He's like, he's up there on the list. But that's my point about Steven Spielberg. You could take just one half of his like artsy stuff and be like, oh, this guy's incredible. Or you just look at his blockbuster stuff and you're like, oh, this guy's one of the greatest to ever do it. He changes the landscape of cinema. Like,
right.
Like, fuck me. You get Jaws and Jurassic Park on the same field. You're like, oh, cool. Like, man, he had E.T.
I mean,
like,
literally changed the idea of the summer blockbuster. Like, was the originator of the summer blockbuster. And then in 92, 93, with Jurassic Park, was like, I'm just going to revamp that. So here you guys go. Here's another, like, everybody's going to just talk about this for the rest of their lives type movie. Yeah.
Stands the absolute test of time film. Like, give a fuck who you are. Turn on Jurassic Park, the first one now. Like, you're probably going to watch it.
I remember watching that movie for the first time and just the feel where... You remember the scene where they roll in Ellie Sattler and Dr. Grant and John Hammond are all rolling in on the Jeep, and then they do the wide shot and they reveal and then they just, it's a whole valley of dinosaurs just...
Hold that thought. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, like, I remember being so in sync with the characters on screen of just, like, being blown away of, like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and it's every, like, 6-year-old boy's childhood dream brought to life of, like, you're talking about real live dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Real live dinosaurs? Like, just being blown away by that. I'm in high, middle school
Yeah,
at this
probably
point, you
middle
know?
school,
Yeah, like just being like. But you put that on today, and I still get the same charge of like, oh my god, here it comes.
Yeah,
here it comes. Yeah.
When they shine the light into the T-Rex's eyes and
Right.
Oh man,
it dilates, and then they pull the light away, and it fucking expands again.
Fucking
like that's
brilliant.
such a great like. Something be said for technical, practical effects.
Yeah,
like,
dude. He's the dude, man. So I went back and I'm watching my friend Ryan Dunn. Big shout out to you, buddy.
Dungy.
He invited me to go see the new Jurassic World tomorrow, Friday night, 7:30. So I'm gonna go do that. But I probably should have watched some of the other Jurassic Parks. But I was like, Saving Private. I actually turned it on, Saving Private Ryan, pivoting back to that outside of Steven Spielberg. But yeah, I turned it on because I was like, we talked about the cold open a little while ago, one of our earlier episodes.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that shit is really good. And I sat down.
Is that a real cold open?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it is, but it actually opens with the old version of Private Ryan, Matt Damon walking to the cemetery.
Right.
And it's very Dewey Cox's, where it's like he's got to think about his whole life.
Dewey Cox has to think about his whole life before he goes on stage.
Yeah. So it is, but it's still kind of, I don't know. It is, in my opinion, it is. Because it's very much like, and here's your movie, go. So, but no, that opening is fucking incredible. Like, I apparently that's why they didn't win the Oscar. Is I think the rumor is for Best Picture, Saving Private Ryan. The reason why they didn't win the Oscar to Shakespeare in Love is apparently, and this is just the rumor, like Harry Weinstein and some other guys.
Harry Weinstein.
Harry, whatever. Harry Met Lloyd, all that.
Right. You know, old Harry Weinstein.
Yeah, I'm all over the map today, and I'm sorry for that.
The one Weinstein brother that wasn't accused of some
very
horrendous shit.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm all over the map. I know what I'm talking about most of the time, but Michael's here to catch me. But no, apparently they had said that, all the movies it's the first 15 minutes, so the rest of it's not that good. And so, but I would think that it doesn't matter because you would have to see the movie anyways.
Right, like so, there's plenty of, like, if the first 15 minutes sucks me in and then the rest of his shit, I don't give a fuck about the first 15 minutes,
right,
you know?
Right.
Like,
so I don't know. That was the rumor I read. Who fucking knows, though?
First 15 minutes of the original Suicide Squad was great.
Yeah.
And then everything after that was just a big muddled butt fuck of what the hell's going on.
Floating trash in the sky. Yeah, but no.
Floating trash in the sky.
That's what it is. That's what it is. But,
Carla Delvine gyrating.
Yeah, less about that. Yeah, but no. So
sorry, Matthew's getting traumatized.
Yeah, he is. But no, but I turned it on to watch the opening sequence.
I just got sucked in.
And I was like, oh shit! And I hadn't seen it in so long. But man, I was talking to Michael earlier. I forgot about the scene. They kidnap or they take this one German prisoner at one point in the movie. And he's like digging these holes for the graves that his buddies just killed or whatever. Yeah,
they storm like a bunker and they kill everybody except for one person.
Yeah, and they're kicking
one German. Let's call him a Nazi. One Nazi.
Yeah, and they're making him dig, and he's like, oh, they're just trying to give him a reason to keep him alive, and he's like, oh, Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, toot toot. Yeah, talking like fuck Hitler, all this stuff, right. And Tom Hanks' character lets him go. And at the end of the movie...
lets him go, but says... He blindfolds him and binds his hand and just basically says, you're going to walk
1,000 paces.
1,000 paces this way, remove your blindfold, and turn yourself into the first patrol that you see.
Right.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, after the giant climax where they're trying to stop the tanks, that same soldier comes back, and I forget, what was his...
Upham.
Yeah, Upham.
Yeah.
He's
the
like,
one dude that was advocating for them not to kill... Like he was the one dude that was advocating not to kill the Nazi.
Yeah,
like,
the Nazi prisoner.
We can't do this. Like it's not humane. Yada yada yada. Like he literally convinced them to let him go.
Yeah, and at the end of the movie, he's the only character Upham hasn't killed anybody the whole movie. He's like a translator and he's like I brought his typewriter and Tom Hanks was like you're leaving.
It's a loss of innocence story.
Yeah, and he's like Upham, and Upham just. Bow! Just shoots him right. Lets all the other 8 members that he was with, lets all them go. But he's like, "You motherfucker!" I forgot about that scene.
Right.
It was like, "Oh shit! What that was?"
You already got a free pass, and you're right back in this.
Yeah, he's like,
Come on.
Yeah, they were right, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but no, that's a great movie, and like everybody's in that shit, man. Like
Vin Rames, Barry Pepper.
Not Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Right.
What's the guy?
Vin Rames.
It's he's been in everything. He was in The Gift. Giovanni
Ribisi?
Yeah.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Dude,
yeah.
that guy's been in fucking everything. Like,
so, underrated performance of the week?
it goes, well, can I give 2?
We can make it a tie. We can make.
Shout
There's
out-
no rules here.
Shout out to Barry Pepper. Barry Pepper's also
Barry
been in
Pepper.
fucking
Yeah.
everything.
He plays the sniper, and he's like super religious, like he's doing prayers and stuff as he's like picking people off from like 1,000 yards away in a tower. Yeah.
Yeah. No, those two have been in a tremendous amount of movies, and you're always like, who is that guy?
He's snap famous.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
that guy.
Yeah,
what was he in? He was in that movie.
The Green Mile.
Right.
And Giovanni Ribisi. Or he's been in a ton of shit too.
He was in Ted. He was in
Million Days Die in the West.
Right,
The Gift. Bunch of stuff in the '90s. The one movie with Claire Danes. Shit. I don't even remember, but whatever. I remember the cover.
Okay, the one with Claire Danes with the cover.
With the cover. They had a cover. It was in color. I don't know.
Some people said some shit. I don't remember.
I don't know. But those. So shout out to those 2 underrated performances of the week: Barry Pepper, Giovanni Ribisi.
Okay.
Paul Giamatti's in that movie. Who's pretty fucking good in everything.
Paul Giamatti was in that?
Yeah, he's in
What
it
did
too.
he play?
He's one of the guys that they meet up with on the way to go find Ryan.
Oh, like one of the other soldiers that they like one of the other battalions that they encounter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have like a little shootout and whatever, and then go on and so
Right
forth.
on.
Yeah, there's a ton of people in it, man. Yeah, good movie though, man. I give it a. What do I want here? 11 Panzers. There you go.
Panzers.
11 Panzers.
Wow.
Yep. That's
Panzers?
Das Panzers, yeah. Yeah, the scene where they're taking the bridge and they're completely outmanned and they're like, well, they have to come through this bridge at the very end.
That's such a dynamic scene. Like,
Because
so emotionally invested in that.
Oh, dude, at that point, and it's like, and what he tells Ryan at the very end after when he's dying on the bridge and he's shooting his pistol at the tank or whatever, and he tells him, earn this.
Yeah. Earn this.
And yeah, that's a really powerful scene. Because it's like the whole time, he's like, I'm not leaving this bridge, I'm not leaving my company. And Tom Hanks is like, I understand his dedication, I do. Right. But it's like, dude, we've lost a lot of dudes to get to you.
We lost men to get to you. So, like, if you die, it's all for nothing.
Yeah.
So, I understand that you have a compulsion to duty. I understand that you have a need to help out your fellow soldier. But in the same breath, this is your out. And do you understand that, like, any other person in your company would kill right now to be in your position of, like, you get a free pass back home.
Yeah, and also it may very well be Tom Hanks' ticket back home to go back teaching and going to his wife and his rose bushes. And he even said that. But he also understands, Tom Hanks' character, the geographical significance of keeping that bridge. He's like, they've blown all the other ones, so it's this bridge and one more. And if...
Was it confusing to you where, like, he started off as a little boy and then he grew into a man and he was storming the beaches at Normandy? Was that...
Yeah, that's the prequel.
Oh, okay. Am I conflating two things?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm sorry.
those are two different movies, yes.
Didn't the movie start out with he goes and sees this, like...
Zoltar?
Zoltar, the fortune teller?
Yeah, and then he ends up in war. He gets drafted when he turns into an adult.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the premise of the movie.
Okay.
Conflating stories. A new segment on What You've Been Watching. Oh, man. Yeah, great movie, though, man. 10 out of 10 Panzers. Or 11, whatever I gave it. I don't know. It's really good shit. I lose track sometimes.
All right.
Other than that, the only other thing I've been up to is I went to my first comic book convention. And, or it wasn't even a comic book. It was just the first convention here in town, the Infinity Con. It was pretty cool, man.
Yay, Infinity Con.
Yeah, it's got two very cool new comic books. I got Demon in a Bottle, one of the first issues of that, the very famous Iron Man story. And I got Secret Wars number 7 as we're filling out our wall book collection here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But other than that, though, do you want to take for a break and mention our sponsors?
Yeah, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc?
Yep. Do you still want to play Dragon's Lair? Laserdisc. Laserdisc at your local retro video game store. All right, we'll be back. And we're back, and we want to thank our sponsors, Laserdisc. Laserdisc, the Sega Saturn of multimedia players. Anyways, we are also have seen a movie here recently.
Oh, son.
We saw it with our Father X, a.k.a. Captain, a.k.a.
Pimp Daddy X, a.k.a. Dadu.
Yeah, he was generous enough to take us to a movie.
Man. We were hanging with the boys, and then you took my breath away, and we went right into the danger zone.
Right into the danger zone, indeed.
This is what happened. We saw Top Gun 2 Maverick, or Top Gun Maverick, Top Gun 2,
whatever.
colon.
Yeah. Tom Cruise pursues his one-man attack against the MCU. It was. I enjoyed it a lot, man. What did you think about it? Just on a quick synopsis.
I mean, it was really good. It's cotton candy movie in terms of, it's all fluff, and it's there's not really a deeper, message to it. It's just all popcorn munching and staring open faced at the screen and just going like, oh, that was cool, right?
Yeah, the message is go USA.
USA,
yeah.
USA.
That's the message. No, I enjoyed it. We'll do a quick plot synopsis, and I'll just tell you my honest opinion. Mm-hmm. Is that all the acting and everything's fine in it. Everyone plays their parts pretty well. I'd walk away and go, oh my god, that person was terribly cast or anything like that. But it's just everything that happens outside of the jets is not nearly as engaging. And it's
for sure.
It's very we saw it in Dolby, and it's very, like just nonstop, just sound effects and in your face, just with the explosions and the zooming.
But that being said, there's a lot of really cool shots that they did with like actual fighters and like they're filming from a cockpit. It's not gone are the days of the miniatures and the remote control airplanes that they zoom in on to make it look like they're actual fighter jets.
Yeah.
So it's actually Tom Cruise strapped to a plane doing his thing.
Yeah, you gotta love or hate the guy. You gotta give him credit for his level of commitment. Like ever since he started, I think it was 3.
The Mission Impossible
3. He started or 2. I know he wrote a lot of the motorcycles and stuff. But 3, he was just like, all right, we're gonna have one possible life-ending stunt that I am going to do, and then it's just escalated since then. I know the most recent Mission Impossible movie, he strapped himself to a plane and stuff like that that actually took off. And in this one, I gotta respect his commitment in Top Gun because he had said that there's no way to replicate the sense of G's on an actor, like when the plane's going that fast and the look of someone's face.
Right.
And you could tell there was a lot of insert shots where whoever the pilot was probably did an actual barrel roll or something like that, and the actors didn't know about it. And so some of the reactions were very see him go, oh shit!
Fuck, right, yeah.
Yeah, and they brace, and the actual look of fear is pretty real. So
see, I would
respect it.
I would like to believe that, but throughout most of the movie, he has that pilot mask on, and so you're not even seeing his reactions. It is him in the cockpit reacting, but it doesn't translate very well visually.
Yes and no. I was talking about Tom Cruise will never show fear. That is in his religion, is to be. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that. But
it's not a religion, Marcus. It's a way of life.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Even though they get tax credits,
like a religion. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google it. But no, Miles Teller,
or don't.
Don't get on the same watch list I am. No, but Miles Teller, there was a shot where he had strapped into the.
Talk about Miles Teller's?
Miles Teller's is of the Fantastic fame and
yes.
Whiplash fame.
That's
He was
right.
good in it. But yeah, they do a couple insert shots of him and some of the other guys where they'll do a sudden maneuver in the jet, and you can see the actual look of okay, cool. They kind of brace themselves.
Yeah.
And so some of it you could tell was kind of pre-planned that way. They might have told him hey, we're gonna go do a quick run, and then they only need the shot once. So
right. They're just them all of a sudden punching into like Mach 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta respect his dedication to actually getting up there and doing it. He taught the actors how to work some of the cameras because the confinement space was so small that it's not like they could have a camera crew up there with them in real time.
Yeah,
so
those fighter jets are weighted down to the ounce.
Yep. Yep. So they were. Whatever the best version of GoPro is, they pretty much had monitoring them the whole time, and so I gotta respect the commitment to it. So, it was pretty cool though. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Do you want to give them a quick just plot synopsis? Again, the plot outside of them being in the jets is interesting.
Yeah, I'll just sort of run down basic plot, and we're just gonna go ahead and say spoiler alert for this, just because the movie's been out for almost a month now by the
it's-
time we're recording. So
It's creeping into the $1 billion mark, so a lot of people have seen it.
Right,
so.
right. So I don't think
Yeah.
we're not ruining it for the legions.
It's still enjoyable, even if you know what happens. But you can probably guess what happens.
So it opens on Tom Cruise, and I guess he's living his post Top Gun life. He's got a job as he's still working for the Navy, but he's never been. He's never advanced in his rank at all. He's never gone up as far as like in terms of respectability within the fighter pilot community. He's just been that dude who's like, he's still Maverick, like he's still doing his own thing, and we can't really rely on him, but he kind of gets the job done. So
he's graduated from being a rookie hotshot straight out of the academy
to he's the old hotshot.
He's now a loose cannon.
Right.
Anyways, yeah.
So he's a test pilot, and we open on him, and he's doing a job where he's testing a plane that is supposed to be a hypersonic jet. The day of testing, like he talks to his flight coordinator, and they're supposed to do Mach 9. But as we find out, Ed Harris is coming down to shut the program down because it's too expensive. They're focusing now more on drone warfare and unmanned aircraft because
that's the future.
It's the way of the future. Yeah. So long story short, Tommy Cruise steals the jet and convinces his flight coordinator to let him go up just one more time. The end goal that they were going for was Mach 10. They thought they had more time. That on the docket for the day was supposed to be Mach 9. So Tom Cruise just says, well, fuck it. Let's just go for Mach 10. Which his flight coordinator basically tells him, like, all right, so if we do this, it's Mach 10, not Mach 10.2, not Mach 10.5, not Mach 11, yeah. Mach 10. Let's show that we can do this. And you can see how that goes. You could probably guess that, being what it is, he hits Mach 10, and then he just decides, come on, baby, just a little bit more.
Yep.
And plane explodes. He has this whole crash to earth and this really funny scene where he's walking into like this, like, I guess it's Nevada or New Mexico or Utah, like one of the desert states. But he's walking into this desert diner, like straight out of the 1950s, and he's got his, like, it looks kind of like a spaceman uniform, and he's all burned out and stuff, and he asked the waitress, like, where am I? And the little kid pipes up and he goes, Earth.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. He just walks up, grabs the water that the waitress is holding, and just houses it.
Shotguns it, yeah. So then he gets sent to teach at Top Gun, but not to be an instructor. He's sent there to teach for a very specific mission that requires, basically he's to draw from a pool of all of the best Top Gun graduates from the past, like, 5 or 6 years or whatever.
Yeah.
For a very specific mission where they are to fly into a mountainous region and do this really extreme vertical lift and drop into the crater of a mountain in order to blow up I think it's a uranium refinement plant, or something like that.
Some unnamed country. They don't get into that.
Oh, they never ever tell you what country it is. It could be Afghanistan. It could be Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
It could be Norway, for all we know.
Yeah,
because it seems to have desert, mountain, and snow.
Yep.
So I don't know what country that is, but that's what they got.
Yeah. So yeah, they end up, ultimately what they tell them in the mission is they have to do like a Death Star trench run, pretty much. Literally. And they have anti-aircraft guns all along the mountain ridge line, and if you go above 100 feet...
I think it's 600 feet.
I think it was less than that.
The bottom deck was 100 feet. The max deck was like 600 feet.
Yeah, whatever it was.
So anyway, but it's a real tight...
Yeah, tight window.
Yeah. Check our math. It doesn't matter.
If you go above the line, pretty much, the anti-aircraft guns will pick you up, and they can fire at you then, all the SAM missiles or whatever like that, surface-to-air missiles. And so you got to do the super winding path, and then at the end of it, there's this giant mountainous, you have to gun it straight up, and then flip your plane over, and then drop down into a mountain, and fire a rocket a la Star Wars. Mm-hmm. There's 2 teams of jets, there's 4 jets, 2 teams. The first team there's like a little ventilation system. Mm-hmm. the first team has to blow up the ventilation system, opening up a pipeline into the thing, and then the second team has to drop a bomb.
Laser point it, laser target it, right? And then drop a bomb, which is going to set off a chain reaction a la the Death Star. Yeah. It literally is the Death Star run.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm just glad they stole from Star Wars and we're just like, we'll take that. Thank you.
Why not? I mean,
why not?
Yeah. So that's the mission, pretty much.
So Maverick is, I don't know why I said it like that. Maverick.
I don't know either.
Maverick is sent to
Tom Cruise characters.
Tommy Cruise is sent to basically be the teacher for the mission, and he's supposed to weed out from a pool of, I think it's 12 contestants.
Like 8 or 12, something like that.
He's supposed to pick the top 6 to run the mission.
4, yeah.
Well, no, because one of the
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Either
one of the planes is single pilot, and the other 2 planes are dual pilot. So,
yeah, you're right.
Anyway. So of course, in walks the drama aspect of it, aka Rooster, Miles Tells.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Who? What's his call sign? His call sign is Rooster. Right. Yeah. And he is Goose's son from the first movie. You know, talk to me, Goose, that guy.
Which they say a lot. Talk to me, Goose.
A lot. It becomes a very central theme of this movie.
Yeah.
Is talking to Anthony Michael Hall.
Yep. That's Goose.
So of course there's drama and conflict there because Rooster blames what's his name? Pete
Mitchell.
Pete Mitchell, that's it, yeah.
Maverick
blames Maverick for his father's death in terms of you always were trying to replace my dad and be the dad that I never needed. I already had one, and you fucked that up for me, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, we found out that Tom Cruise also pulled his paperwork to join the Top Gun Academy, setting his career.
No, pulled his paper for the Naval Academy.
Oh, either one, yeah.
Right.
Pulled it, so he set his career back like 4 years or something. Because I was wondering, I was like, how are these people my age when this movie came out when I was before me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, most Naval Academy applicants are 18, 19 years old. Really hotshot motherfuckers. You know?
Yeah. So he's real resentful about that, and then you meet the colorful cast of characters. There's this dude Everyone has the interesting nicknames. There's Hangman is a guy. He got his nickname because he always leaves his teammates out to dry and stuff like that. He always leaves his teammates hanging.
And he's the typical 80s style bully,
100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally Bill Paxton from Weird Science or something like that, or
any 80s movie ever where
Robert Downey Jr. from Pretty in Pink, or not Robert Jr. Who am I thinking of? He played Ultron.
James Spader.
James Spader. Yes. Yeah. It's literally just ripped from It's total 80s move. And then there's
Phoenix is the woman there, and she has something to prove. And then there's Bob,
which, by the way, is the most unrealistic part of this whole movie. A female pilot, interesting joke. Do you know why Helen Keller could never be a pilot?
I don't know why.
Because she's a woman, dummy.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, plowing ahead. So you meet the colorful cast. There's a dude, Bob. His name's Robert. They call him Baby on Board. It's a penis joke ultimately because it's a baby arm, whatever, arm boy, whatever. So, you meet the cast of characters. They're all pretty interesting. They all kind of.
And we continue to whittle them down as the movie goes. They're dropping like flies, and you're not cut out. Yeah.
So ultimately, the movie takes place. You meet everybody, and then the training sequences start going on. And the first one is really cool because it's teams working against Maverick to try to shoot him down with there's no actual ammo or anything like that. But
they're doing laser painting. Yeah.
Yeah. If he gets a lock on your jet, then you have to do 200 push-ups. And so there's this montage of everybody going up, and everyone, you see the first set of pilots go up, Miles Teller and some other people, and then he loses, so he's doing 200 push-ups, and everyone's giving him shit. And they're like, oh, let me show you how it's done. And then you just start seeing everyone doing push-ups as the montage goes on. And really, it's just a series of training. They have 2 weeks to get ready, or whatever it is, 3 weeks to get ready for this mission. And so it's just a series of training montages. And tough guy attitudes.
And I'll say, I think that this might be my main problem with the movie is like, this all takes place in the second act. And the second act is where you're supposed to be like building tension and like things are supposed to be happening. And nothing really happens other than like, we're just showing over and over again that Maverick is like the top gun and none of these little jits can keep up with him, you know? So I mean, like, but it's like, it goes on for like 45 minutes where you're just like, all right, we get it. Like, can we just move on and one of these dudes has to shoot him down at some point, right?
I mean, it worked in Iron Man. All the second act of Iron Man is him training and getting better and building more suits and...
Right, but that was building character, and that was getting us invested in Tony Stark getting better at his craft. Like, when we come into this, Maverick is already the best at his craft, and like, he's not doing these kids any favor. He's embarrassing them constantly. Yeah. So I don't know. It was one of those like editing points where I was like, you might like, you need to have a scene where one of the kids like almost shoots him down, or like he like there was a scene in the first Top Gun where Maverick shot down his trainer, but he had to go below quote unquote the hard deck to do it. So below the pre-approved flight plan in order to do it. And his whole point is like, well, I did it. Like, and if we're in a real world scenario and I have to drop down below the hard deck to do it, then I win. So
he Kobayashi Maru'd him.
Yeah. But there was never that scene. So it's just Maverick embarrassing these little kids over and over and over and over again till finally the point where they're all like, we don't want to do this anymore. Fuck this, you know? Like,
we're not learning anything.
Yeah.
We've learned that you're better than us and we ain't shit.
Right. So I don't know. That one of my main gripes with the movie. But continue, I'm sorry.
Yeah, now everyone also has like a very fast and furious attitude.
Oh, very much.
The machismo's racked up to 11 in this one, like 100%. But yeah, it's a series of training montages that goes on, and you kind of get the point. And then ultimately, we find out Val Kilmer makes his appearance in the movie.
Val Kills?
Val Kilmer, the incomparable.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yep. The incomparable Val Kilmer makes an appearance as Iceman. And it was really kind of nice when you hear some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. When the movie came out, Tom Cruise was talking about Val Kilmer. And he's like, we couldn't do the movie without Val. Like, we really, like... And even the director said that, like... he's the guy who directed Tom Cruise in Oblivion. I forget what his name is at the moment. But either way, he was saying... He gave all credit to... it was Jerry Bruckheimer, the director, gave credit to Tom Cruise for saying, like, he was the one that got Val Kilmer to come back. Mm-hmm. He was the one that, like, really pushed it and said, like, dude, I know that you've got the throat cancer. I know you're using a voice box and everything.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Like,
yeah, Val Kilmer had a bout with cancer, and he has lost his voice. Mm-hmm. And he stopped doing movies. He did a movie. It started to get better for a while, and then it got worse, and so they ended up just... had a laryngectomy or whatever?
Sure, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Lycanthropy?
Whatever, yeah.
Now he's a werewolf?
Pretty much. Yeah. So he's using a voice box and everything, which is a really sweet thing that they did for him, actually. He does speak in the movie. He kind of whispers through it. He kind of talks like this a little bit.
Well, but that was a computer-generated, like they did like a voice analysis kind of thing. Yeah. But the way that they get around that is for most of the movie, he's actually doing like a talk-to-type thing. Like he's on his computer and he's typing out his whole conversation with Maverick about like you need to show the kids the way. You need to let go of your.
It's not a talk-to-type thing. He actually does speak to him, but he only has like he types it on like this old MS-DOS thing. It's like this black screen with like white lettering, and he only writes like a few sentences, but they're all very poignant. Like. Right.
I mean, they literally point to the same sentence like 4 times as the emphasis of like, oh no, that's the answer.
Yeah, that's the answer.
That's the answer.
Which I got to give Tom Cruise credit. He really pulls the emotional weight of that scene together. I agree. Because they show Val and it's like good. I'm so glad that he's in it. I'm a Val Kilmer fan just always. For Kiss Kiss Bang Bang alone and freaking you were Batman Forever. But
I was gonna say Tombstone, but also Batman Forever.
Yeah, he's I like that guy. So it was nice that he was in it, but you find out he's kind of been keeping Tom Cruise because at any point in this movie, everyone would be dishonorably discharged.
We can get into that in a little bit. There's a scene that very
about
much
4.
touches on that, where we can talk about how fucked in the military these guys would be.
Yeah. So you kind of find out that he's been the one that's kind of looking out for Tom Cruise because they have this deep bond, and he's Val Kilmer's risen up in rank, so he has a little.
He's an admiral now.
Yeah, so he's got a little weight to throw around. So he's been kind of looking out for his boy. So it's kind of a touching scene that Val Kilmer's in it. John Hamm is also in the movie. He is kind of like the acting. He's the one overseeing the entire mission.
He would be the commanding officer of the mission.
Of this Death Star run that they're doing.
Right. And
so
he's constantly trying to push Tom Cruise to... Like, he's constantly stepping up the timeline. Like, he basically tells him, like, oh, we have 6 weeks to do this, and then it's all of a sudden we have 4 weeks to do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, this is happening this week.
Yeah.
So... Yeah. And he's constantly trying to tell Tom Cruise what a piece of shit he is, and you're not worth it, and if it was up to me, you wouldn't even be in this. I would just ground you and march you out, basically. So anyway, we get into, past the training montage, and Tom Cruise, there's a training accident where he pushes one of the kids too hard, and he crashes the plane. He survives, but he's basically out of the program. And so that means that Maverick has to step in and be the team leader now. So now he's on the mission.
Yeah, he's actually flying, doing the run.
And there's, more and more drama between him and the Rooster character.
Him and the John Hamm character as well.
Yeah, just Maverick has tension with everybody.
Yeah,
dude.
there's one of the big parts of the whole Death Star run is they have to do it under like 2.5 minutes or something like that.
Right, and then that constantly gets pushed up, and they move it from like 2.5 minutes to 2:15, then to 2 minutes, then to like a minute 45.
And so he kind of grounds Maverick. John Hamm grounds Maverick for the incident or whatever, and then he changes the parameters of the mission. He says, "Okay, look. You can fly higher now. We're going to slow it down so you guys can actually make it, this and that and the third." And Tom Cruise's big thing is that you have to run it in 2.5 minutes or less because whatever country this is has these brand new jets. They call them Generation 5 fighters. And if we can't get in and out by a certain amount of time, they are going to scramble these jets and they are going to shoot you down.
Right.
So we're trying to bring home everybody alive. John Hamm, it's very much so insinuated, he's more interested in completing the mission than he is necessarily getting everyone alive.
He is allowing for collateral damage, as they say.
Yeah.
Like, not all these pilots are going to make it home, but as long as we get the mission done,
the greater good is served, right? So ultimately he grounds Maverick for the incident, and then Maverick, one of like 3 or 4 times that this happens, he steals a jet and he does the Death Star run in like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and just to show that it's possible, that that's the spark that
he does it in like a minute 37 or something like that.
Yeah, and he hits like Mach 10, which he was training for earlier, and like he hauls ass through it, which is a cool scene. There's a scene where it's a real shot. There's very little CGI in the movie, but he's in the jet. He skims past this waterfall. And like you can see, he's so close to it that you can see the mist of the waterfall like hit the plane and go with them. It's pretty rad. There's a lot of really cool shots like that.
There's really awesome shots in this, and it's very well, like, the cinematography in it is magnificent, but it all happens so fast. Yeah. Where if you're not paying attention and you like, it almost happens too fast for you to appreciate it. It like the appreciation sets in like a second and a half later, you're like, oh my God, that was a really cool shot that we just saw. Yeah. I wish I could go back and see that.
Yeah. So, Maverick gives them the spark that these kids need to do it, and so he's kind of back on board, and he ends up being the leader of the mission. Fast forward a little bit, a lot of cool shit happens. They do the Death Star run. The mission is a success. And in the process...
Spoilers.
Spoilers. The mission is a success. They all kinds of technical errors happen. Oh, my laser's not working. Oh, my this is happening. And they all overcome it as a team.
And throughout one of the running themes is Miles Teller's character, Rooster, he's constantly trying to play it safe, and that's sort of his character arc where he's not going the fastest, he's not going the furthest, he's not pushing himself. He's still getting the mission done, and he's still dedicated to being on task. But he's not doing it in the Maverick style. Yeah. And so during this mission, he finally pushes himself and moves forward, and we're going to crank it up to Mach 3.
Yeah. His whole thing, Tom Cruise tells me, look, when you're up there, don't think, just do.
Which is exactly not what you want a fucking fighter pilot to do. Like, I want a fighter pilot to be logical and sensible and calculated. Like, no, let's just see how this works out. Meh.
Yeah, I get the instinctual thing they're pushing, but yeah, it's a little tough. So yeah, ultimately, okay, so it's a success, and in the process, apparently the Generation 5 fighters of this opposing country are much closer in the area than appears. So they're much quicker than they thought they would be. They were already out and about, and so they book it over there, and in the process, they locked on to Miles Teller. They're going to shoot him down. Maverick comes and saves the day with this really cool, like, vertical incline thing, and he fires the flares, so it takes one of the rockets away from him, but he ends up taking the shot, and he crashes into the forest. Maverick does.
Right.
There's this whole debate while the other team members are getting away. The other 3 jets are going back to the aircraft carrier, and this is where even more insubordination happens.
Okay, so this is where the plot goes completely off the rails, and it's very formulaic, but even still, you're like, well, why the fuck would you, like, what, why, none of this makes any sense. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, from there you can pretty much guess what happens. It's Tom Cruise goes down, and he's in this, like, winter forest, whatever, this snow-filled forest, and he somehow is alive, even though his plane is in ruins, and all of a sudden he sees this giant war helicopter lock in on him. He's on foot. He has no weapons, no anything, no way to combat this thing. We think it's the end for our protagonist. All of a sudden, Rooster flies back in, blows up the helicopter.
Missiles.
Boom, boom, boom. Cool. In the process, he gets shot down and crashes his plane. I think from the Generation 5 fighters come back.
Right.
And so now they're both on foot.
Behind enemy
lines. And
if you think that there's not a shot of Tom Cruise running away from machine gun fire as it's exploding behind him, a la any of the Mission Impossible movies, you have not been paying attention to his career. He has been training his whole goddamn life for this shot.
Yeah, he loves
He is trying to show how good a runner he is.
He does it in a lot of his movies. I know Mission Impossible 3, there's like a 30-second running sequence.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, it's yeah, from there, they're behind enemy lines, whatever, and the base that they have, there's the enemy base is close by, so they get the grand idea. They're going to go steal a jet again.
Now, do you remember, when we watched this movie together, as soon as Tom Cruise got shot down and then Miles Teller joins him, I looked at you and was like, they're going to steal a jet. Yeah. They're going to steal it. There's no way that both these guys are going to die behind enemy lines and get captured. They're going to steal a jet. And you went, yeah, probably.
Yeah, there was no probably about it. Yeah, they definitely. Yeah, he called it.
Which is what happens. Yeah, they literally scout out of base and they steal a jet, and it's this whole dramatic bullshittery where I just threw up my hands. It was like, cool, this is what we're doing now. All right.
Once the jet got shot down and it took a weird pivot in the final act, you're just like, all right, cool, we're committing to this. Like, yeah. I'm with it.
Yeah.
So, that's what they end up. They steal this old, I think it was an F-14 or something like that.
F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah, which was in the original movie.
That was Maverick's plane from the original. Yeah.
And so they steal it, and then they're trying to book it back to the aircraft carrier safely. But lo and behold, these Generation 5 fighters are still up
gaining on them. Yeah. They're faster, more maneuverable, better ammunition, better armament. Yeah.
And so one of the other things that Tom Cruise has been preaching to these students is it's not the machine, it's the pilot. It's not the machine,
it's the man. It's the man in the box. Yeah.
And so Miles Teller, while they're up in the air, is like, "You can do this, Maverick. It's not the machine, it's the man." They're in this decrepit, and he was bragging, "Oh, I shot down a bunch of enemy MiGs, the MiG-49s back in the day." Da 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 da. And so he gives them a rousing little what for, and he engages in combat with these Generation 5 fighters, and he makes quick work out of one. I gotta give him credit. It was really cool sequence.
Yeah.
There's a sequence where he gets the drop on one of the Generation 5 fighters, and he's like, he does this maneuver, and he ends up behind him, and he's about to fire on him. And this Generation 5 fighter hits this air brake, a la freaking Bugs Bunny, and spins. It's so
he
wild.
Just drifts.
Yeah, he drifts and spins back, and then hits it, catches it, and is behind Maverick again. And it is a dope shot.
Which look, from what I can tell, it doesn't look CGI. I really think that they actually might have done that.
I would be surprised if it was.
I mean, it is one of the highlight shots of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, just if for nothing else, watch the movie just for that shot. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really rad.
But again, it happens so quick that your brain doesn't even register it at first, where you're like, oh, wait a minute, that was fucking cool.
Yeah, and you see him, like, as he's kind of drifting back, he's like, you see Tom Cruise and Miles Teller turn his head, like, really quick, and they drop the F-bomb. You get one F-bomb.
Right, you get one F-bomb and a PG-13, and they use it.
They're both like, what the fuck? Yeah. You as an audience are thinking the same thing.
Right,
it's really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tom Cruise ends up taking down one of these Generation 5 fighters. He's out of ammo, and guess what? The other one approaches behind him. He gets the drop on him, and we think, once again, they start taking on machine gun fire and this and that and the third.
I don't know if we're going to get out of this.
And another hangman whose whole character arc was, he leaves people out to dry. He'll abandon you to save his own skin. Apparently, he just disobeyed mission orders, too.
Just defied the flight captain, which, by the way, if you're on an aircraft carrier and you just decide to take a jet out, it doesn't work that way. Like, there's a whole fucking process that has to happen to make that possible.
Yeah, it's a team of people.
Yeah. So it's not like he was just like, fuck it, we're going.
Guns it. Yeah.
Anyway, so Hangman shows up out of nowhere, saves the day. It's the whole his character arc, right? Of I finally learned the value of teamwork and what have you.
Yeah.
You know.
And so they end up landing. Credits roll, and we didn't even mention Jennifer Connelly in the movie either. Who,
you know what, man? She's so inconsequential.
Not as a human being. She's
no. Oh god, no. When she showed up and I looked over at you and went, Jennifer Connelly, beep 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 beep, and started tapping my heart. Yeah,
she's
I love Jennifer Connelly, but character wise, she is inconsequential to the movie. She doesn't matter at all.
All it is they've had a will they won't they relationship off camera for the last however many years.
But it's a new character. It's not even. It's not like they're bringing back
Meg Ryan, who was Goose's
Meg
wife.
Ryan, right? Or what was the Kelly McGinnis?
Yeah.
Which was the relationship that we were invested in.
Yeah.
From the first movie, now we're just introduced to and once you broke up with her, and then you met me, and we had a thing for a while, but
so
it all happened off screen. So who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but she's awesome in it. She's Jennifer Connelly, but
I love Jennifer Connelly's.
But yeah, that's pretty much the movie. They land back on the aircraft carrier. Everyone celebrates. Roll credits, and that's about it. But
and then the post credits scene is when it fades from black and you see Maverick and Iceman in bed, and they just turn and they finally just kiss each other.
Yeah, that's what we've really been wanting. Even though Iceman dies in this movie,
which makes it all the more weird, quite frankly.
Yeah, it was de-aged, Disneyfied Val Kilmer. But no, man, I dug it. I really did. Again, I really thought that it's really predictable. If you've seen the first one, if you have seen a few movies before, if you were alive during the 80s or early 90s, you can pretty much okay, this is what's going to happen. This is going to be the arc.
Oh, it's very paint by numbers or connect the dots for sure.
But it works somehow though. It was still a really entertaining movie. Just the action sequences, I could give a shit what happened outside of the jets. I really didn't. They made up for all that lost time, and they're in the jets a fair amount, but
sure,
not
but
overwhelmingly, but they're so good in the jets, the sequences, that I was willing to forgive. I was like, that's cool. Whatever gets me to the next sequence than being in the jets. So I dug it actually, man. It was a good popcorn movie. I think it's already making all the freaking money. I mean,
it was the first movie to break $1 billion over a 3-day weekend or something like that.
Not $1 billion, but it was. Yeah, it set some box office records for the month of May. Or June, whatever month we're in now, June. So, So I mean, it's doing its thing, but it's really enjoyable, man. Again, all the character arcs were really paint by numbers. You kind of see what's happening. You can kind of. The funny part is that they do a good job of, when I watch a movie, I say, okay, where are you asking me to suspend my disbelief?
Sure.
Or suspend my belief, or whatever it is.
Right.
where are you asking me to do that? And I'm willing to do that as long as you play within the parameters of whatever you're asking me to suspend.
Whatever you say the parameters are, whatever you say, like, these are the rules, you got to play by them. I'm in. We're good.
And all that, I never saw anything happen in the Jets where you're like, well, that just couldn't happen. You know what I mean?
There's a couple of things.
For the most part. For dramatic sake, I get it. But, like, really what the parameters they were asking you is that we are not going to dishonorably discharge anyone for any action. Those are the parameters that they set. The Jets, you can take, leave, love, whatever.
Listen, as someone who was in the military and got busted down in rank twice for
much less offensive stuff.
Much less serious offenses as stealing a fucking plane.
Yeah.
Multiple times, like, every single one of these people would have been kicked out. Like, Maverick, like, he stole how many planes in this? 4 times, and then Hangman just decides, like, oh no, we're just gonna go save Maverick, even though you told me, like, he's a lost cause, whatever. Like,
they set a flight deck during some of the training montages because it's like, well, these are international laws that you cannot do training and they break that like 4 times.
Yes.
And even then, like, John Hamm's like cracking the whip. Somebody higher up than him would have come in and be like, they obviously don't listen to you. You're out of this fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, the end result is John Hamm is like, well, I disagree with your methods, but god damn it if you didn't get the job done. Like, no, you're fucking fired. You're out of the Navy, dude. They're discharging you. You're not getting pushed up in rank.
Yeah.
And you're out. Like,
everybody
have fun.
Like, everybody would have been shut down a long time ago. He's ultimately, John Hamm's the police captain at the end of the movie that's like, you're a rookie hotshot straight out of the academy with a shoot first and ask questions later, and I don't like your methods. But god damn it, you're a damn fat guy. That's ultimately what his role is. Congrats, you can check that box. I crushed that impression.
You did.
You knew exactly who I was doing.
Done.
You can picture the mustached police captain in that one. So
6 weeks to retirement.
6 weeks to retirement. Damn it, you're a damn fat guy. But yeah, I mean, that's where they ask you to suspend your disbelief, is in those parameters. And with that being said, they play within it pretty well. And that to me was the big ask of you in this one. And it's like, cool.
Agreed. Admittedly, there are parts of the movie that they ask you to suspend your disbelief for a large portion of the plot. They do. But again, like I said from the beginning, it's a popcorn movie. It's cotton candy. It's fluff. It's not meant to be taken seriously. There's no real major message behind it other than like a Navy recruiting video.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I think I read a report that said that the Navy has seen like a 15 to 25% increase in recruitment since the movie came out.
I don't doubt it for a second.
Which, by the way, if you're thinking about joining the Navy and your recruiter tells you that you are going to be flying planes, just take that with a huge, like, suppository-sized grain of salt.
Yeah.
Just understand. I joined the Coast Guard, and my recruiter told me that I would be flying helicopters within 4 years. Mind you, I'm 6'2" and have horrible vision, like astigmatism. Yeah. It's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
They're going to do anything to get you to sign that fucking paper. If you want to join the Navy, be prepared to be on a boat for your entire career, which is fine if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
If you are fine with living with 300 to 1,010 people on a very isolated community, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I mean, I've never joined, but that's the general consensus I hear of everybody that has. But yeah, I mean, so it was cool though, man. Again, like, I'm fine with whatever movie that does that. The Matrix says, all right, these are the rules we're gonna play with. You can bend stuff. Cool. Those are the rules. Let's play in them.
Right.
So with that, I give it credit, man. Again.
What do you give it rating wise?
I give it. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I give it a Mach 8.
Oh shit!
Mach 8.
See, now I got to think of a new one because you stole mine. So I'm gonna give it. 3.2 pilot wings.
I like it.
Which also, by the way, if you've never played Pilot Wings, play Pilot Wings.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So yeah, man, I know you're a huge fan of the first Top Gun. I mean, I watched it a fair amount as a kid.
I literally watch it once a year.
Yeah.
On 4th of July, it's usually one of my go-tos.
Yeah, I've seen it in passing. It's on TV all the time. It's on Netflix. It rotates where it's in. I'll check in with it every couple of years, but I know between you and just some other people I know, Top Gun was in heavy rotation until I was about 12 or 15, something like in that area.
I mean, it was the action movie of its time. You know, it was the Taken or the John Wick of its genre. You know.
Yeah. So how do theme wise? How do you think they did? Like comparatively, contrast to the first and second one.
So okay. So that's kind of operating on an apples to oranges kind of basis, because the first movie is very much a gay struggle movie, and the second movie is very much a generational gap movie.
Okay.
It's trying to bridge the gap between nostalgia and the avant-garde of what does the military mean to me kind of thing.
Okay. Well, explain what you mean about the first one, because we have had this talk, so I know where you're going with this.
So the first movie, to me, and this is, again, I'm a huge fan of this movie. I don't mean this disrespectfully. This is not intending to be like divisive anyway. But the first movie to me is very much gay oriented, and it's very much about the gay struggle. So the movie is, the original Top Gun is very much Maverick's struggle with his own sexuality. Like, it's a constant pull to join the quote-unquote boys club. And Kelly McGillis is there as the foil to that, and it's very much him trying to be accepted into what it means to be in the gay community and out and proud. So, like, essentially you could boil down the struggle between Iceman and Maverick as they're both power tops.
Okay.
And neither one is willing to be the bottom. It's what happens when you're at the club, and I have experience with this. When you're at the club and one man is, well, I'm going to be the one that's pushing in from behind you, and the other one says, oh, no, you're not. I'm going to be the one that's pushing in from behind you, and what happens between them.
And so Top Gun is the fact the struggle comes because neither one of them will yield.
Exactly. Neither one is willing to be the power bottom. So, like, you look at the relationship between Maverick and Goose, right? Goose is his co-pilot. He's sitting behind him. He's in the subservient sector. Like, he's not actually flying the plane. He's just the one sort of guiding it. He's the power bottom. He's the one going like, do it like this, do this, do that.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Meanwhile, Maverick is the one handling the joystick, being like, here's how we're fucking flying this thing right now, right?
Right.
So then you get Iceman and Maverick, and it's both two guys who want to be in the front of the cockpit. They're both the guys with their hands on the stick being like, we're going to do it my way. No, we're going to do it my way. No, we're going to do it my way. And then the movie ends, the very, very last line, after Maverick completes his mission and saves Iceman and all of this, that, the other, the very last line is, you can ride my tails anytime, Iceman says. And Maverick claps his hand and brings him in close and says, no, you can ride mine.
Oh.
So they both learn to be the power bottom.
There it is. What a hot take. From 1986. Shout out to the great Tony Scott. Rest in peace, buddy, for putting that together for us. It's the subcontext.
Listen, if you don't think that movie is the second gayest movie ever made, just watch the volleyball on the beach scene. It's all hot-bodied, oiled-up dudes playing volleyballs, and the name of the song that plays is
Playing with the Boys.
Playing with the Boys.
Yeah.
Listen, it's about a man coming into terms with his own sexuality. Like, here's Kelly McGillis, right? And she represents the feminine side. Meanwhile, he's got the boys club, and they're like, nah, come join us. Come be a fighter pilot. Come sit in the cockpit, right? And then she's telling him, like, no, you got to be straight. You got to, like, you got to follow the rules, Maverick. You're going too far out of bounds.
I don't think, yeah, it says she represents society or his views. Yeah, I gotcha. Or what he would think society's telling him to do.
Right.
That's funny.
And then in the very end, as we find out, he rejects her and goes to the boys' club.
Dude, that's awesome. That's hilarious.
So it works out. I feel vindicated in my proof that Top Gun is the second gayest movie ever.
I mean, yeah, let's get something very clear. We're not, when I was a kid, a lot of people said, like, and pardon me for using some trigger words if this is, but hear me out. I'm not saying it to be, like, inflammatory or anything like that. But, like, when I was a kid, everyone said the word retarded all the time because they didn't know a better adjective to describe, like, oh, this person is this, whatever the situation is.
Right.
Same thing with gay. It's gay. And it's like, it's so faux pas now, like, whatever. So please understand, we're not saying anything, or what I'm about to say, I'm not saying anything negative about gay people at all whatsoever.
Oh, no. When I say the word gay, I mean full on, like, man blowing another man. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't mean that in a derogatory term, like,
yeah.
Oh, that's gay. Like, I mean, like, no, these two dudes want to fuck.
Yeah, no, it's... and I agree. I think it does fit the same category of, like... And you can just call it homoeroticism or whatever you want to call it, but, like, 300 is a badass movie.
That's the third gayest movie ever.
300 is a pretty gay movie. Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Is a pretty...
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to fuck Patrick Swayze except Sam Elliott.
But see, he's the power top, and, like... Patrick Swayze is the otter twink that's coming up in the gay community.
Yeah, and I remember telling this philosophy to my girlfriend Angie. She was like, "No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not." And then it's right then when I was sitting there just kind of getting her eyes out of her, whatever about it. It's the scene where Patrick Swayze's in a chokehold and they're in like the woods or whatever,
yes.
And it's raining, and the guy's like, "I used to fuck guys fuck guys like you in prison." Or whatever. And I was like, that's what we call a slam dunk. What was your counterpoint?
And point.
Yeah, and again, we're not saying anything disparaging about whatever you got going on. It is all love here at Whatcha Been Watchin. Please believe that.
Of course. Like I said, I love that movie. I watch it at least once a year. But it's gay. And not in the, like, ooh, that's gay way, but, like, it's gay.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think the way you broke it down, your explanation of it, it's hard to argue. It's like,
well, good. I feel
it's the
I feel justified.
Subtext. It's the subtext they're saying.
You guys just haven't been watching it the right way.
Right, yeah.
I'm just saying, watch that movie and then jerk off. See how it works out.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
And on that note,
yeah.
I'm out of Cavassier, which means we're out of time.
Yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure. Anybody else? Anything else we want to talk about? Anything else going on?
Let's get into Ukraine.
No, let's not do that. Especially after a Top Gun movie. Bad segue is all right.
No, I'm good, bro.
All right, cool, man. Well, for everybody else here, what you been watching? Namely, this guy to my right. Tell them who you are.
The marvelous Mike Dudley, signing out. Thank you, guys.
MD3 signing out. Go watch a movie. Talk about it.
And talk about it. Yes, sir.